My name is Dr. J Cardinell, and each week I provide leader challenges for those teaching small groups. Today's leader challenge deals with the Explore the Bible lesson entitled Witness. And in this lesson, we're going to get the second of three recitations of Paul's conversion story, his Damascus story. And this is a familiar story for many people in our small groups, and teaching a familiar story can be difficult. So in the lesson plan I provide, I want to challenge us to focus on some practical aspects of sharing our story and sharing the gospel with others that we see in Paul's telling of his story here. The first thing we can learn is that we should grab the hearer's attention by speaking in a way they can understand. In the passage we're studying, Paul speaks to the Romans in Greek, and he speaks to the Jews in Aramaic. He's speaking in a way they can understand. And that's literal, but metaphorically, we should do the same thing. If you've been in church for a long time, you probably become bilingual. You speak the church language, and you speak language out in the world. In church language, we might be formal, justification, sanctification. Or we might use stock phrases, washed in the blood, ask Jesus into your heart. And while Christians understand those phrases generally, those who are not involved in church regularly may not understand what you mean when you said it, or they may interpret it differently. So we need to steer clear of those stock phrases or theological words. The second thing we learn from Paul's account is that we can grab the hearer's attention by telling a riveting story. Paul's story is riveting. It's exciting. It's amazing. And some folks who come to faith in Christ who live a more, quote, extravagant, sinful life, they might have a riveting story, an exciting story. But we all have an exciting story because our story is filled with God's grace. So I encourage you to, when you're getting ready to share the gospel and tell your story, practice it. Spend time making it exciting. I'm not saying make things up and make your life more exciting than it really is, but practice telling a riveting story. Grab their attention through your story as you tell it, not in a monotone way, but in an exciting way. Third, we see that Paul connected with the hearers culturally. The complaint against Paul in this passage was concerning his relationship to Judaism. So Paul takes care of that. He talks about Ananias being an upright Jew. He connects himself and the faith to the Hebrew scriptures. He connects with people culturally. We can do the same thing. We can connect with people culturally, geographically, and generationally. We can talk about the hobbies that are common in our geographical area. We can talk about events that have happened in our geographical area. Generationally, we can connect with people using pop culture and language that are connected to our generation. So we connect with people generationally and geographically, all based on culture. Third, we see from Paul's account that he did not shy away from the truth. In the lesson, Paul relates the account of when God told him to get out of Jerusalem because the Jews weren't going to listen to him. And that might not have been something the people in the audience wanted to hear. But Paul needed to tell that part of his story related to the gospel because it mattered for this moment he's telling it. It's important for what he's trying to accomplish here. He didn't shy away from the truth. We cannot shy away from the truth either. We have to share the gospel fully. We have to talk about sin and judgment and grace and the cross and the resurrection and all these things. If we don't share the full gospel, we haven't shared the gospel. So I encourage you, grab people's attention. Don't shy away from the truth. Connect with them culturally. This is just a quick overview of what you're going to have in your lesson later this week. So I hope it helps you get ready to teach this next Sunday. I'll see you later this week.